Now, the forces of evolution, some of this should be review, that cause all of these things include quite a few things. Before we start talking about that, let's just remind ourselves that evolution is a change in the allele frequency of a population over time. An allele frequency is the percentage of the alleles at a specific locus of a gene that are accounted for by one specific allele. So for example, the percentage of little a's in the population, or the percentage of big A's. Evolution can be looked at a small or a large level. Microevolution details small changes that occur within a species, such as a change in allele frequencies, while macroevolution looks at large changes over many generations, such as the appearance of a new generation of species. As a reminder, traits have to be inherited in order to be selected for. Natural selection can't occur without variation. Fitness is a relative measure that changes as the environment changes. And if we look at the forces of evolution, our first one is mutation, which is any random change in the genetic code. Of course, it has to take place in the gamete in order to affect the next generation. Recombination, which is the genetic reshuffling and crossing over that occurs in every generation during meiosis. Genetic drift, which are changes due to random chance. For example, a bottleneck effect is when a population goes through a culling or gets much smaller. So you start off with 100,000 individuals and you end up with 2,000 individuals, and now those 2,000 are going to parent the rest of the population. So we've reduced the variation. The founder's effect is when a small number of individuals go to a new geographic location or are separated from the rest of the population and found a new population, again causing the reduction in the amount of genetic diversity. And then gene flow, which is the exchange of genes between population or migration. Each one of these factors influences our evolution at a different level, as seen in this table. Mutation influences at the level of DNA and chromosomes, while genetic drift and gene flow influence at the level of the population. Selecting agents perform the selection. In natural selection, the agent is the environment. In sexual selection, the agent is a conspecific or member of the same species. Females choose mates. Males compete with each other. In order to compete for mates, we see different traits be selected for. And of course, we have domestic or artificial breeding, which results, for example, in all sorts of types of dogs, from Chihuahuas to Great Danes. Modern evolutionary theory is a two-stage process that is the result of the production and distribution of variation and the way that selection acts on this variation. So we can look at everything that we've talked about so far and put it into these two steps: production and distribution of variation and selection acting on this